I greet you all. Today I will show you a simple way of making a tree stump cake, and you will learn how to create tree bark effect. Let's start. We've prepared the cake in advance. It's cylindrical. It's necessary to cover it with butter-based chocolate ganache. Before you begin, cool the ganache in the fridge for an hour. To make the cake textured, we use special planks. We've borrowed these planks from the photography backdrop. You can do the same or purchase a silicone mold imitating wood, but these are preferable because they will make the cake texture vivid and eye-catching. Now we need some fondant, some starch, and a rolling pin. Put the cake aside for a while. Powder some starch on the table and start pinning out the fondant. We need starch to make fondant less sticky. Pin the fondant out into a long rectangular shape about 4 mm thick. Take the plank and powder it with starch to make the fondant less sticky. Now pin the fondant out on the plank. While pinning, press the fondant to the plank tightly to copy the whole pattern. It's a simple but effective way of creating texture. Here's the result. Remove the excess at the base. Take the cake. We're making a tree stump. Tree bark will vary in height, so measure approximate stump height. Mark it here. Take 2 extra centimeters and tear the piece off. Don't cut it. It's even too much. We can remove the excess. Apply it to the cake and press carefully. Take the next part and cut the necessary size. Now we need water and a brush. The right edge looks better than the left one. So we'll put a new piece of the bark under this edge. Moisten the fondant with water to make it sticky. Take another plank with different pattern. Pin the fondant out. Then put it on the plank and pin it there again. If your fondant is soft, like mine, wait a little for it to get dry. Or else you will have difficulties in gluing it to the cake. I'm going to cover this fondant layer with a new one. So moisten it with water in advance. We need a little more, So let's repeat the process. Now we need to make the top. Pin out the layer of approximately the same diameter as the cake. Now cut out a circle of the same diameter as the cake. Use a piece of paper or any round item with the same diameter as the cake. Outline it on the fondant and cut it out. Our metal item is a bit smaller than the cake, so I'm cutting a bigger circle. Put it on the cake. Use the Dresden tool for convenience. Use it to cover all the holes with the fondant. To make the edges less ragged, undercut some of them. But keep some of the edges ragged. While the fondant top is getting dry, use the Dresden tool to make rings. It's okay if the rings aren't perfect. And make a small crack. To make the figurine more textured, use this brush. Repeat my moves to make the tree textured. When you're almost done, use the Dresden tool to model detailed carving in some spots. Here is the result. Now it's time to paint the cake. To start painting, we need a palette, a number 5 brush, tissues. We also need a 99% alcohol and water mixture, 70% of alcohol and 30% of water. And we need water-soluble gel food dyes. Squeeze out some brown, black, yellow, and a little bit of green paints on the palette. Let's paint the top first. Mix yellow with black. The cut should be yellowish. Add some brown to black and yellow. You should always have a puddle on the palette. Use a lot of alcohol and little paint. Start painting. The paint should reach all the cavities. When the paint fills the cavities, the pattern becomes visible. Don't make the color uniform. Use the paints in various proportions. When the top gets dry, we will apply another layer. The edges will be darker and the center will be lighter. Now paint the bark. Take black and yellow. Add more yellow or brown to different spots to avoid the bark being of uniform color. We also add green shades to some spots. The spots under the top bark layers should be darker. So fill them with a lot of paint. And the covering layer will be lighter. That's how we'll get volume. When the paint fills the cavities, the pattern becomes visible. Make this spot darker. We make the color deeper here. And this spot should be a bit lighter. Repeat the same here. Use darker paint under the top bark layer. Keep painting from all the sides. Now let's paint the inside of the bark. Use the same color as on the outside. The outside of the stump can be darker, and the inside can be lighter. Make sure to have all the white spots painted. The stump is painted now. Let's work with it while it's still wet. We have the remains of the Japanese biscuit. We tiered it into pieces, dried them in a microwave and crumbled them. Decorate the cake with these crumbles to create moss effect. To make the stump eye-catching, use a wooden stand, not white. This will improve its appearance a lot. The painting is over. The stump is decorated with moss. When the cake gets dry, it will stop being shiny. Our lesson is over. Thank you for your attention and see you soon.